Milwaukee Bucks head coach Doc Rivers expressed his amazement at LeBron James' continued excellence during the Lakers' recent matchup against the Bucks. Rivers, who has coached against James throughout the veteran's entire career, made these comments before the game at Crypto.com Arena. The legendary coach highlighted how remarkable it is to witness James still performing at an elite level at 41 years old, now in his unprecedented 23rd NBA season. Rivers emphasized that James has not only met expectations, but has exceeded them throughout his career, maintaining a level of production that no other player in league history has sustained for such an extended period. The four-time champion has been particularly impressive over the past 10 games, averaging 25.9 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 6.3 assists while shooting 54.9% from the field. This recent stretch demonstrates that despite missing preseason and training camp, James has successfully played himself into peak condition. The Lakers veteran initially struggled to find his rhythm early in the season, which was understandable given his limited preparation time and advanced age. However, his recent performances have silenced any doubters who questioned whether he could still impact games at the highest level. Rivers pointed out that the most remarkable aspect of James's career is his unprecedented longevity, noting that no player has ever been productive at such an advanced age or maintained excellence across 23 seasons. The Bucks coach acknowledged that while many predicted James would have a great career, nobody could have imagined he would still be performing at this level more than 2 decades into his professional journey. Against Milwaukee, James showcased his enduring impact with several momentum-changing plays in the fourth quarter, demonstrating that even in year 23, he can still take over crucial moments. Although his shooting percentages were not ideal that particular night, the fact that a 41-year-old player can still will his team back into contention speaks volumes about his sustained greatness. Rivers' comments reflect a sentiment shared throughout the basketball community, as observers continue to marvel at James's defiance of the aging process. The Lakers star shows no signs of slowing down, and questions about his retirement remain unanswered. While some speculate this could be his final season, others believe he may very well return for a 24th campaign, given his current production level. His decision will likely depend on multiple factors including his health, the Lakers' competitive situation, and his personal motivation to continue competing. What makes James's current run even more impressive is the context of modern NBA basketball, where the pace is faster and the athletic demands are greater than ever before. Younger players often struggle to maintain peak performance throughout an 82-game season, yet James continues to deliver night after night, despite carrying the physical wear of 2 decades of professional basketball. His commitment to physical conditioning and recovery has been well documented, with James reportedly spending over $1 million annually on his body maintenance and training regimen. This investment has clearly paid dividends as he continues to perform at levels that players half his age would envy. Rivers noted that James's greatest accomplishment is not just his sustained production, but the fact that he has been elite longer than any player in NBA history. While other legends had longer careers, none maintained all-star caliber play for as many consecutive seasons as James has achieved. The Bucks coach's admiration for James stems from having witnessed firsthand the evolution of his game over more than 20 years, watching him adapt his style while remaining dominant through multiple eras of basketball. James has transitioned from an explosive athletic force to a more cerebral player who relies on experience, skill, and basketball intelligence to dominate games. This evolution has allowed him to extend his career far beyond what most observers thought possible when he entered the league as an 18-year-old phenom. Looking ahead, the basketball world watches with fascination to see how much longer James can maintain this unprecedented level of play, and whether anyone will ever match his remarkable achievement of excellence sustained across multiple decades at the sport's highest level. The Lakers organization has benefited enormously from James's continued excellence, as his presence keeps them competitive even during roster transition periods. Young players on the roster have the unique opportunity to learn from someone who has experienced every possible situation in basketball, from championship victories to playoff disappointment. James' leadership extends beyond the court, as he mentors younger teammates and helps them understand what it takes to succeed at the professional level. His work ethic sets the standard for the entire organization, showing players half his age what commitment to excellence truly means. The Lakers coaching staff, led by J.J. Redick, has worked to create systems that maximize James's impact while managing his minutes to preserve his health for the playoffs. This delicate balance requires careful planning and constant adjustment based on James's physical condition and the team's competitive situation. Rivers' comments highlight a universal truth that basketball observers have come to accept. LeBron James represents a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon whose career trajectory may never be replicated in NBA history. Los Angeles Lakers star Luka Doncic has publicly praised center Jackson Hayes for his significant improvement this season, highlighting the growing chemistry between the two players on the court. Doncic made these comments following the team's recent games, emphasizing how much Hayes has developed across all aspects of his game since returning to a backup role. The Slovenian superstar, who is averaging 33.3 points per game this season, expressed his enjoyment playing alongside Hayes in crucial moments, particularly noting their effective pick-and-roll connection. Hayes has seen increased playing time over the past 11 games, compared to the season's first 25 contests, with his minutes rising from 16.9 to 19 per game, and his field goal attempts increasing from 3.0 to 3.9. This uptick in involvement comes partially due to injuries to starting center DeAndre Ayton, but also reflects Hayes' improved performance and chemistry with the starting unit. Doncic specifically mentioned that Hayes has made tremendous strides in every facet of basketball, showing growth that has made him a more reliable option in the Lakers' rotation. The praise from Doncic carries significant weight, given the star guard's influence on the Lakers' offensive system and his role in shaping the team's strategic direction. Last season, when Hayes served as the starting center following the blockbuster trade that brought Doncic to Los Angeles, the two players showed immediate on-court chemistry that generated optimism about their partnership. However, as that campaign progressed, and games became more competitive in crucial moments, Hayes' limitations became more apparent, leading to reduced effectiveness in tight situations. The addition of DeAndre Ayton during the offseason allowed Hayes to return to a more comfortable backup role, where he could focus on specific tasks without the pressure of being the primary rim protector and rebounder. This positional change has proven beneficial for Hayes' overall performance and confidence, allowing him to showcase his athletic abilities in shorter, more focused bursts. Doncic noted that Hayes has elevated his game in ways that extend beyond just the pick and roll, showing improvement in defensive positioning, help defense, and finishing around the basket. The Lakers needed Hayes to take this developmental step forward this season, even with Ayton on the roster, to ensure they always had a defensively capable big man available. Their defensive projections entering the season placed them near the league's lower tier, making Hayes' improvement crucial for maintaining competitive defensive standards. Having a reliable backup center who can protect the rim and switch onto guards in pick-and-roll situations gives head coach J.J. Redick more flexibility in his rotation decisions. Hayes' athleticism and vertical spacing have always been his calling cards, but his refined understanding of defensive concepts and improved decision-making have made him a more complete player. Doncic's willingness to play alongside Hayes during critical stretches of games demonstrates the trust the franchise player has developed in the backup center. This confidence from the team's primary star bodes well for Hayes' future with the Lakers organization, particularly as he approaches unrestricted free agency at the end of this season. The front office must decide whether to retain Hayes as a backup option or pursue other alternatives in the center position. Given the positive chemistry with Doncic and the improved play throughout this campaign, keeping Hayes as the backup center appears to be an attractive option for all parties involved. Doncic's role in shaping the Lakers' roster construction will only increase over his tenure with the franchise, making his endorsement of Hayes significant for the player's future in Los Angeles. The star guard has made it clear through both his words and on-court actions that he values Hayes' contributions and enjoys their partnership on the basketball floor. Hayes himself has embraced the backup role and the opportunity to refine his skills without the overwhelming pressure of starting responsibilities. His development arc this season demonstrates what can happen when a young athletic player is placed in the right situation, with proper expectations and role clarity. The Lakers coaching staff deserves credit for managing Hayes' development and creating opportunities for him to succeed within a defined system. Looking forward, Hayes represents the type of versatile, athletic big man who can contribute to winning basketball when deployed correctly, and his continued improvement suggests his best basketball may still be ahead. For Doncic, having a reliable pick-and-roll partner who can finish above the rim and provide defensive energy gives him another weapon in his offensive arsenal, particularly when the Lakers need easy baskets in transition or half-court sets. The Los Angeles Lakers continue to face a challenging reality with Gabe Vincent's contract situation, as the veteran guard's $11.5 million salary represents a significant investment that has not yielded the expected returns. Vincent signed a 3-year, $33 million deal with the Lakers during the 2023 offseason, a contract that has consistently failed to justify its price tag throughout his tenure in Los Angeles. The financial commitment to Vincent has created ongoing frustration for fans and analysts who watch the team allocate substantial resources to a rotation player who has struggled to make meaningful contributions. While Vincent is not without basketball talent or professional value, the gap between his actual production and his contract value has become an increasingly visible problem for the Lakers' roster construction. This discrepancy has given Vincent multiple opportunities to prove his worth and secure his place in the rotation, as the front office seeks to validate their significant financial investment. However, these second chances have not translated into consistent performance or reliability, leaving the Lakers in a difficult position as they attempt to maximize their championship window. The most frustrating aspect of the Vincent situation is not necessarily his play, but rather the wasted roster spot and salary cap space that could have been allocated to a more productive player. The Lakers' bench unit has been notably weak for several consecutive seasons, with multiple factors contributing to this deficiency, and Vincent's inconsistent contributions have only exacerbated these issues. Los Angeles desperately needed Vincent to provide reliable backup point guard play and give the second unit an offensive spark, but these expectations have remained largely unfulfilled during his time with the franchise. Vincent has occasionally shown flashes of the shooting ability that attracted the Lakers to him initially, stringing together hot shooting performances that temporarily raise hopes about his viability. Unfortunately, these productive stretches occur too infrequently to justify his substantial contract or regular rotation minutes, leaving the coaching staff in a constant state of uncertainty about his deployment. Adding to the Lakers' frustration has been Vincent's extensive injury history since joining the team, missing significant time due to various ailments that have disrupted any potential rhythm or consistency. Most recently, Vincent was sidelined from December 14th until just a few days ago with an injury that kept him out of the rotation during a crucial stretch of the season. These persistent health issues make it difficult for Vincent to build chemistry with teammates or develop the kind of consistency that NBA rotations require for success. The injuries also complicate any potential trade discussions, as other teams are unlikely to take on Vincent's salary without significant draft compensation or additional assets attached to the deal. There is growing speculation that the Lakers are simply planning to ride out Vincent's contract through the end of this season, when his deal expires and the team can move on without further financial commitment. This approach would allow Los Angeles to focus their summer resources on roster improvements around Luka Doncic, potentially adding pieces that better complement the franchise star's playing style and championship timeline. While waiting until the summer to address the Vincent situation may be the most prudent long-term approach, it represents another example of the Lakers not maximizing their competitive window with aggressive mid-season moves. If the organization truly wanted to contend for a championship this season, Vincent would be included in trade packages before the February 5th trade deadline, allowing the team to acquire rotation players who could make immediate positive impact. Unfortunately for fans hoping to see the Lakers push all their chips to the center of the table, indications suggest the front office may not pursue such aggressive deadline strategy. This conservative approach leaves Vincent occupying a valuable rotation spot through the remainder of the season despite his limited contributions to winning basketball. The Lakers are essentially burning $11.5 million on a position where they desperately need reliable production, creating a frustrating paradox for a team with championship aspirations. Head coach J.J. Redick must navigate the challenge of managing Vincent's minutes and role while trying to maximize rotation effectiveness, a difficult balance when one player consistently underperforms relative to expectations. The situation highlights broader questions about the Lakers' roster construction philosophy and willingness to make difficult decisions to improve the team. Successful championship organizations admit mistakes and move on from underperforming players, even accepting unfavorable trade terms or adding future draft picks to facilitate deals. The Lakers' apparent reluctance to aggressively address the Vincent situation before the trade deadline suggests they may not view themselves as true championship contenders this season. For a franchise with championship expectations and historical legacy like the Lakers, settling for incremental improvements rather than bold moves represents a philosophical choice that will be scrutinized based on the season's outcome.